Hey, Mystic Michaela spiritual family. Welcome to Know Your Aura with Mystic Michaela. Today, we are doing celebrity aura news. I will give my aura take on some hot topic pop culture moments on all of our minds right now. But first, hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. Super excited. You know, I love this stuff.
Yeah.
Celebrity news. That's my jam.
Yeah.
That's what you say all that. That's something
that's
something you would say. That's my jam.
You just took my line.
Terrible. All right. Well, and you give me the topics. Usually you pick them, and I'm like, all right, fine.
Well, I'm going to talk about something that might be your jam.
Yeah. Well, all right. We'll get to that in a second.
We'll get to that point.
It might be a jam or a certain kind of jam. But,
Ew.
Yeah. But so the first one I have.
This will all get gross in a second when you understand what we mean.
Yeah. Jumanji.
Right.
We might have a lot of new greens here today because last week we did the greens and we told you to get your green significant others to listen.
Yes, that's right.
So we're hoping a lot of greens are with us today.
We
all
are.
right. Jacob Elordi? Jacob
Elordi. You might know him as Felix from the movie Saltburn or Nate Jacobs from Euphoria. He is under police investigation in Australia for an alleged assault. Jacob, what happened?
What did he do?
What happened? Okay, so I just have to back this up because I put Jacob, like, before this all happened on my stories, and I was like, oh, he's red, blue, purple. And in my DM, so many people are like, oh, he's not red. He's like 100 shades of blue, that Jacob. Okay? Like, people are just like, he is a sweetie, puppy, golden retriever.
Right.
Never.
So basically what you're saying is...
he's right.
So the universe, like, threw you a bone here.
Yeah, well...
to show that he's red.
I wish it didn't.
Right, exactly.
I wish it hadn't, because poor Jacob. All right, so what happened?
Okay.
And then we'll get into the aura take on the whole thing.
Sure.
So, allegedly, he assaulted a radio producer who was asking for his bath water. Now, if you saw the movie Saltwater... Oh my God, Saltwater. Oh my God, you guys. It's getting gross.
Oh, it's going to get grosser.
If you saw the movie Saltburn, this makes sense. And we'll let... Scott, because he's a good podcast host... did his due diligence and watched Saltburn.
Do you want to go into the story first, or do you want me to go into the Saltburn? All right, you do that story first.
I'll do this first. All right, so the radio producer was working for this, I guess, breakfast radio show, which has a history of being annoying. They even got, like, suspended in the past for a disgusting prank they did.
Okay.
So it's like on behalf of this, I guess, notorious little radio show in Australia. He knew Jacob was going to be at this event, his public event. So on Jacob's way out, Jacob was with his friends or whatever, this radio producer kind of went up to him and said, hey, can you fill this jar up with your bath water? And he gave him a jar. And I guess Jacob didn't understand. He's like, wait, what? What am I supposed to do with this? And then he realized what was going on. Oh, my God, this is like some weirdo, and this is a prank. And they were filming it.
Okay.
And then Jacob kind of flipped out a little bit, allegedly. And he said, I need you to delete all this footage. And the producer said, don't worry, I'm not going to use it anyways because the joke didn't land. It was too awkward or whatever. But I guess allegedly Jacob backed the producer against the wall, got in his face, and got intimidating and aggressive. And I allegedly put his hands around his throat or something. Okay. So now police are investigating. So, no one was injured, but, he got red.
The red came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, or explaining it, I would say... you don't corner someone like that. And it kind of brings up certain thoughts about, being intimidated. He did it first, sexually aggressive, making him feel Jacob felt uncomfortable. In a lot of Jacob's roles, in Euphoria and in Saltburn, he tends to be, there's like always, I don't know, there's themes around him where men are interested in him and then he's like, feels uncomfortable. So it's kind of like life imitating art a little bit. And the guy coming up to him, people could say this is exploitative. And if this was a woman and somebody did this, what would people say? It's kind of like harassment. And Jacob was sticking up for himself. You could argue that, which is my red aura take on it. He was like, this is not correct. You don't do this to somebody. This is harassment. Get out of my face. But he's like a big guy, so he'll like push you too.
All right, that makes sense. I'm trying to think about what I would do if I was Jacob.
Yeah.
He just made that movie, The Saltburn, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And someone came up with me with wanting my bath water. Scotty from years ago probably would have done the Jacob thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, probably. I don't know. I might have taken it as a joke. I probably would have taken it as a joke.
I can see you
I'd be like, all right, this is funny, guys.
You're not aggressive physically.
No, I wouldn't have
You're
gotten
more
that.
kind of like a smart ass.
I would have kind of went along with it.
And then you would have said something to the guy back.
Right.
And it would have been like witty and
right. Or maybe I took it and like maybe kind of like was going to throw it at him or something.
Yeah, you would have made a joke.
Yeah, that's probably what I would have done. But anyway, this brings us to Saltburn. And because I love this podcast and I love all our listeners so much, I watched it.
We told you not to. I told you not to.
Well, here's what was going on in my life. And, and this was everyone I ran into. It was the same reaction. Like, you saw Saltburn? Oh, my God.
Yeah, everyone's been talking about it.
Yeah, including members of my family.
I watched it alone in the middle of the night because I knew you'd never watch it.
Okay, so you watched it alone in the middle of the night. Some other people in the family watched it too. And the reaction that you had, Bree's friends came over and they
I have a teenage daughter.
Yeah,
right.
and they had watched Saltburn. And you watched Saltburn?
Right.
And I'm like, should I watch this?
And our friends were like, Scott, you haven't seen Saltburn? Yeah.
We went out with a few couples. And every single person was like, same reaction. Like, you haven't seen Saltburn?
Right.
You saw Saltburn?
You didn't get the joke.
Right. And I'm the only person, I feel, on the planet that has not seen Saltburn. And I'm like, fine. And then I saw this guy was on the docket, Jacob. And I'm like, fine.
The docket.
Yeah, I'll watch
You're
Saltburn.
like, fine, I'll do research.
Yes,
even though you didn't have to.
Saltburn.
You did not have to.
Right. You kept telling me I didn't have to.
I don't want to
You watched it twice, by the way.
I watched it twice.
And this is all I'm going to say. Actually, I'm going to say a lot. And if you want, spoiler was a spoiler alert.
Spoiler
if you haven't seen Saltburn, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert.
This is okay. First of all, this movie's horrible. It's not a good movie.
I enjoyed it.
And there's no redeeming qualities of this movie. Just nothing.
I disagree with you.
It's terrible.
Okay.
And there are a few scenes in there that just you're like, what is this? I don't understand it. Now, the bath water... This is a family show, so...
It's a family show.
But Jacob's character, and I understand what you're talking about with attracted to, males in the show.
All his roles
I can see that.
Are like that.
Well,
he's...
The whole movie's kind of winking at the guy, the other guy. His, the other male lead.
Yeah.
And you can kind of... I thought they were going to get together at some point.
Yeah. That's there's always undertones of... I guess those undertones exist in every role that he has.
Okay, so
I've seen.
He's in the bathtub.
Maybe not the kissing booth. Right. I think that somebody's like, not the kissing booth. I'm like, yeah, maybe not that one.
So Jacob's in this bathtub, and he's playing Jumanji alone, and Jumanji comes to a conclusion, and then he leaves the bathtub, and he starts draining the water, and then this other guy, his little pet that he brought in to spend the summer with him, another man, comes in and slurps up the remnants of the bathtub. Okay? This is what my daughter watched. Okay? Who makes this crap?
It's on Prime.
Yeah, okay. Who is the director here? That's what I want to know, so I can write them a nasty letter. Okay, but anyway, so there's that scene, and then there's another scene with the time, women get the time of the month.
It's a vampire scene.
Vampire scene like that.
Keep going.
And then the most odd scene, although you don't, there's two more. The oddest scene is Jacob dies.
Right.
I said spoiler alert, people, okay? And then his friend that he took home for the summer, his little pet, decides to strip down naked.
Yeah.
And then have Jumanji time with his grave.
With the dirt.
Yeah. And that I just don't understand
at all. And then the end, he's just dancing around.
Right. And then at the end, it's full-on Jumanji dancing all over the place. And then what the kids and Mystic Michaela over here now do is random times in the day.
Let's meet her on the dance floor.
They will play the song that was playing in Saltburn when the friend is dancing around Jumanji style.
Right.
And then they're like, did you see the image in your head? Did you see the image in your head? Did you see it? Did you see it? And I'm like, no. So this is what's going on here.
So... Thank you, Sky.
Yes.
That was necessary.
Yes, it was.
And back to Jacob Elordi.
All right.
Okay, back to Jacob and the Red. I feel like this is a movie okay, that he did. He's an actor. This is his art. Do you need... No, but okay, if it was a woman, let's say it was a woman. Okay. Let's say it was an actress, and let's say all the roles are reversed and it was a woman, okay? And some radio producer cornered her after an event and asked for that.
Yeah.
We would be saying, what would you say then? You'd be like, that's inappropriate. She must have felt threatened. How upsetting for her.
True,
she might not have felt safe.
Yes.
So I say this for Jacob. Like, it's very possible he didn't feel safe. He felt threatened. He didn't know what to do. And he kind of, and I'm not excusing physicality. There's never an excuse to hit people, ever. I just feel like, as a red aura, you might go there, especially if you're a guy with testosterone and he's really tall and stuff. So I'm not excusing behavior. I'm just saying this could explain it. That's all.
All right.
Auras don't excuse explainer. Auras don't excuse behavior, but they sure can explain it.
Yes. All right. I get that. And, yeah. All right. The whole thing's disturbing for me.
Yeah.
And,
you just got caught up on them. Nobody told you to watch it. You literally went and did that yourself.
Saying that, but every person I ran into, it was the same reaction.
That's true. You didn't see it yet.
Yeah. And for me, if someone came up to me and said, "Should I watch Saltburn?" I'd be like, "No, don't waste your time. It's just bad movie."
I told you that. I said, "Don't waste your time. I'll tell you everything that happens."
Right. And actually, you told me a lot too.
I did.
Because you actually told me one day you said you're never going to watch this. I know you're never going to watch this. So I might as well just tell you. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever.
Yeah. So I always like you to be understanding what the references are, so you don't feel. I've been doing this for many years for you.
All right. Well,
but maybe you wanted to watch it. Like a lot of people want to watch Jacob Elordi. He's a watchable person.
All right. Let's take a quick... Oh, no. Next up is Kim. Okay. Let's take a quick break, and we come back with the Kardashians.
I am a cat person and proud of it. And if you listen real close, you're going to hear one of my cats bugging me right now for our next sponsor because he knows it's time for his Smalls. My cats legitimately bug me over our next sponsor, Smalls. They ask me for it. They sit around the fridge and meow, meow, meow until they know they get what is good for them. My cats are really important to me, and I was looking for a healthier cat food for them, and I finally found it through Smalls. Is there anything in this world more important than a healthy and happy cat? Not for me. Well, this podcast is sponsored by Smalls. If you are a listener of this show, you know that my cats, Rocky, Dusty, and Binks, cannot live without Smalls. Smalls cat food is protein-packed and made with preservative-free ingredients you'd find in your fridge. It's delivered right to your door, so you can make your New Year's resolution to get your cat eating healthier with Smalls. My cats have had such an increase in energy. They're more kitty-like, and I noticed that the kitty litter box smells a lot less since I've been using Smalls. Smalls was started back in 2017 by a couple of guys home cooking cat food in small batches for their friends, and a few short years later, they've served millions of meals to cats around the world. It's 2024. Are you still feeding your cat kibble? Head to smalls.com/KYA and use promo code KYA at checkout for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. That's the best offer you'll find, but you'll have to use my code KYA for 50% off your first order. One last time, that's promo code KYA for 50% off your first order plus free shipping. Next up, we have to talk about some of the Kardashian couples in Aura color. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. Now, when I saw this as the next segment, I got a little upset.
I know.
Because, we're trying to get away from Kardashian and into more Kelsey family, right? That. So, I'm feeling like there's, the media, shows like Know Your Aura are continuing this Kardashian nonsense. If we could all just forget about them, we could just move peacefully. The transition from Kardashian to Kelsey can move much smoother. Yeah. And then eventually we'll get rid of the Kelseys, of course. But we could be done with the Kardashians.
You just want to,
Yeah. So I feel like, shows like us, we're part of the problem.
Yeah.
We're giving the Kardashians a platform. This show is now giving the Kardashians a platform.
All right. Well, I can't argue with that.
Okay.
But,
all right, what do we got?
Anyways, Kim Kardashian is kind of dating Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh, okay. So
you actually know who Odell Beckham Jr. is, I assume?
Yes, I do. I don't know a lot about Odell. I know he plays football. I think he won the Super Bowl one year with somebody.
He's the Baltimore Ravens wide receiver.
Okay, yeah, but I think he won the Super Bowl when he was on maybe the Rams or something. I think he's been to the Super Bowl a couple times.
So he's good.
He's a pretty good player.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Okay, so there's kind of a similarity here. Is he going? Is he trying to be, which he cannot be, of course, the next Travis Kelce?
Interesting you say that, because listen to this. So Kim Kardashian, I think she's like 43 now.
Okay.
He's 31. But apparently, reportedly, Odell Beckham Jr. back in, I think, 2016 dated her sister Khloe Kardashian.
Oh.
And it didn't work out. Like something happened between the two of them. And I don't know if anybody ever, it's very much reportedly. But now all of a sudden he's dating Kim in 2023.
Okay.
All right. So it's interesting that you're saying this. Is he kind of like Kelsey?
Well, Odell, I mean, he's, okay, so again, I don't know a lot about him, but he wouldn't be the same color as Kelsey. I know that. He's like more like that flashy player.
He's green purple.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I would have said that's actually what I would have said. He's probably, I would have said like green purple, maybe even red purple, whatever, something like that. So some one of those combos. You know, he likes the spotlight.
Yeah.
He likes to make the big flashy catch. But he's at the end of his career. I know he's 30. I know you say he's 31, but in NFL days, 31 that's like
it's like 84.
You might as well be. You might as well be in your 80s.
So you're saying he's looking for a retirement plan?
He's probably on the verge of retirement. I think he had a good year with Baltimore. Again, I'm not sure, but a little over a resurgence. But 31 in the NFL, you're on the decline. Most players on the decline. Not every player, but most players. If you're Tom Brady, of course, you're playing another 20 years. But yeah, he's on the back end of his career. He's had a few big injuries, I think.
Okay. His
best days are definitely done.
Okay.
With the NFL, and maybe he's kind of trying to catch that Kelsey in a bottle type thing.
Kelsey in a bottle.
Yeah.
You gotta date the right rich family.
Okay, yeah, because that makes sense.
Right.
This was. I am ashamed that I did this.
Oh.
I'm going to tell something right now. This is.
I don't know what you're about to say.
Yeah, very vulnerable.
All right.
I'm doing a little prep for the show, whatever.
Vulnerable
but
Scotty.
I feel terrible about myself.
Why?
I actually looked up to see if Kim Kardashian or Taylor Swift had more followers on Instagram.
Why did you do that?
I don't know.
Why.
I feel horrible about myself.
Okay?
Yeah. And it's obviously a lie. I want to probably prove it's a lie because Taylor Swift had 280 million, I think, and Kim Kardashian had like 380 million or something like that. It was there was like 100 million difference there. And I'm like, that's no way.
Yeah.
First of all, that's no way.
Right.
I mean, Kim Kardashian is a notorious buyer of followers.
Look at you. You're kind of being a Swiftie.
But yeah. Well, I'm ready for the change. I want I told you, I told the audience, I don't want to be living in the same time period as a Kardashian.
It's one of your great sorrows of life that you're a contemporary to the Kardashians.
Exactly.
And
I don't want to be that.
A quote of yours was, to quote you exactly, it was something like, thank God we're talking about Taylor Swift, so at least we're not talking about the Kardashians.
Exactly. But now, again, here we are talking about our Kardashians. And now, okay, so I'm thinking Odell, who's like on the way out of the NFL. Things are really slowing down for him. He's probably looking at the fake follower number on Kim Kardashian, and he's like, oh, I got my Taylor Swift right here.
Yeah. And he's green purple. Green purples are visionaries.
Yes.
Okay. They don't mind the spotlight, so they could handle her, big family. Although they're saying that one of his holdbacks to, I guess, saying they're officially dating would be the popularity of her family. Having said that, I feel like as a green purple, he could handle it.
Okay. Can he handle filling Pete Davidson's shoes?
Interesting, because Pete Davidson's a green purple. Oh. Kanye is a green purple.
Okay.
So Kim has a thing for green purples.
She likes the green purples.
Yeah, she's dated a lot of green purples.
Is that a good combo for a pink?
Yeah, I think it is.
Okay.
I think it is. I mean, maybe not the ones I just mentioned.
Not those guys.
Because remember, aura colors aren't bad or good. Intentions are bad and good. You know what I mean? So it's just kind of, aura colors navigate how you enact and act out your intentions. But I don't know about Odell. When I see him, he feels like he has a vibe to me that he knows who he is. And he is a very independent person. And he likes to say what he likes to do without a lot of control. Kim comes from a family where, like, Kris Jenner, her mom, is red purple. She kind of runs the show. And thankfully so, because I think there's a lot of protection from that and from her sisters and whatnot. So I feel like he might have a hard time. And I wonder if this happened with her other boyfriends throughout time too, bumping up against that kind of power and that the way their foundation and how they work as a family, which I feel like Kim can't be super independent from. She has to do what they do too. Kim's very pink. She's mostly pink. Since her divorce from Kanye, she's gotten a little bit more like pink yellow sometimes. Sometimes she's pink purple. I just see her switch different colors with the pink. My point is I feel like she's trying herself to be more stand on her own 2 feet. She doesn't like to commit so quickly. She doesn't want to fall into anything and be swept over her head anymore, that kind of thing. But yeah, I feel like he is kind of like Kelsey, and maybe he's like, oh, I missed the boat with Chloe there. Let's get in with Kim.
Okay. Very, very interesting.
What do you think about that, Scott?
Okay, so Odell was, let me just get this straight. He was with the sister Kardashian, Chloe. And that for a while, that was I don't know. It was kind of like thing,
it's kind of the same thing, like because he's not even officially with Kim. It's kind of like,
so he was kind of like they were friends.
It seems like he has a hard time.
Deal?
I don't know. It seems like he has a hard time, like saying you are my girlfriend to somebody.
Okay, and do you think he's going to settle with Kim, or there's going to be another Kardashian that he will date after?
Like he's shopping.
Because there's like 4 or 5 of these sisters.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of Kardashians to choose from.
He can go Jenner. Like, could he go Jenner? Could you do that? Could you go
You can go Jenner.
Could you go Kardashian Jenner?
So they're more his age. The Jenner side of things.
Okay.
Yeah, the Jenner side. He just left the woman he has a baby with. So he's fresh out of like a long-term relationship.
Well, he might be trying to go for like some sort of record here, like 2 Kardashians, 1 Jenner.
Okay.
You know, something like that.
Yeah, like another record.
Right.
Since he's into those.
He's into records. He won the Super Bowl. The guy won the Super Bowl, I think, with the Rams. But, yeah, okay, so he's...
Yeah. I think Kim's having fun. That's what I think.
He's gonna go Jenner next.
I think
that's my
maybe he already knows the family, so that's comforting to Kim, too.
Right.
A little bit. It's like you already get how we work. You've met everyone.
You know
That's
everybody.
Just easier. Yeah, I think some of us have those families where it's like, oh, the worst part of meeting somebody is they got to know my family now.
Yeah.
Like
and
that. And he already knows them.
Just think about that. Like, think about that for a second, people. All right, but let's just see if we can get into that frame of mind. All right, so pretend you're like a Pete Davidson or Odell or something.
Okay.
And you come up and you knock on that mansion. It's like it's like a 10,000 square foot home, whatever, maybe 20,000 at least.
Who knows?
And you're knocking on that door.
Yeah.
You're all alone. You got like your roses and your box of chocolates. Very expensive chocolates, but chocolates.
Yeah.
And you knock on the door, and then some like the butler probably opens it for you.
Yeah.
And then there's a living room. Like you walk into the living room, and there's hundreds of Jenners and Kardashians. And they all kind of look the same.
Right, and they're all on their phones.
Right, they're all on their phones, and they're all posting their Instagrams, and they're making those weird faces, and they're posting. And then you're there. And like, what do you do that first time? Like, you're freaking out, right? You are, even if you're Odell Beckham, winner of the Super Bowl, you're freaking out.
It's probably like Saltburn in there.
Exactly.
It's like that guy walking into Saltburn. Barry, whatever.
All right, so.
What's his name? His real name's Barry. I forget what his name in the show was. But yeah, you're like that guy.
Okay. So what about the Jenner side?
So the Jenner.
You got anything going on there?
Kylie Jenner is apparently dating Timothy Chalamet. I don't know if I say that right. So
Chalamet?
Yeah, I think I might have said that wrong. But Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy?
It's like Timothy.
Is this one of those Ed
Chalamet
Sheeran type things?
It could be.
Okay.
He's the guy from Dune.
Oh.
You know him.
I saw that like years ago.
It's coming out again.
Okay.
Part 2. It was a good movie.
It was good.
Yeah. Well, Timothy is... Oh, and I think the whole thing is they were... Oh, my God. Was it the Grammy? No, it was the Emmys. I don't know what awards. Golden Globes. It was at some awards ceremony. And Timothy and Kylie went together, and there were all these, like, cutesy pictures. And then, like, the internet's like, it's a PR relationship. Like, everybody always thinks everything's fake now because we don't trust anyone.
It is.
Including you.
I agree.
But I don't think it is. That's the thing. I don't think it is. But anyways, Timothy is indigo, purple, and green.
We better hide that indigo when he goes over to the Kardashian Jenner house.
I don't think he does.
Okay.
And Kylie's blue, purple.
Okay.
And I just feel like when I see them together, I feel like he's just so into her. Like just really, really, really into her. Like and now Kylie has kids. From another relationship, and I feel like he loves the aspect of family between the two of them. I feel like, he loves the idea of her, again, with the family. I think if you want to date Kardashians, you have to be cool with family and their family and how they work behind closed doors and how they work in the public eye. And I feel like he actually likes it. Like, he likes feeling enveloped and part of it. I also feel like the Kardashians do this thing where they kind of semi-adopt you. I don't know if if you've ever met a type of family like that. Some families are like that. You could just be friends with somebody, and when you go over to their house, you just become part of the family. It's like, get your own cereal, have a seat, eat dinner with us. Like, you're not a problem. Does that make sense? You know what I mean?
Sense, yeah.
Like, some families are like that. I feel like the Kardashians are like that. Like, if they'd rather be the house you come to and hang out at than you go off on your own. You know, so they're like, usually the mom's like real cool, and everyone's like, whatever, and the siblings razz you, and it just feels like that's what he likes about her life and her family. Even though I think they all have independent mansions instead of bedrooms in a house. Like, so it's not like it's like, I don't think you walk in and there's a 1,000 Kardashian looking at you.
See, that's what I picture. I picture them all living in the same
I think it's like
house.
One street on Beverly Hills. And they're all, that's actually, somebody will know how they all, I think they do live very close to each other, but I don't know. Anyway, and they have lots of properties. Anywho, I feel like their relationship's legit, and it's nice, and it is what it is. I feel like it's a friendship as well as kind of a love connection, romance. I feel like even when they have schedules that keep them apart, when they meet up, they feel very close and connected. So that's what I feel about them too.
All right. I mean, I'm glad he's got that green purple going for him. That seems like the color you need in there. The indigo might trip him up a little bit as they go forward. That's my take on this thing.
I can see that too, actually.
Yeah, he's probably gonna have to bury that indigo. You're gonna probably see him play like a serial killer in his next movie.
Oh my god!
Yeah. From Dune, he's going from Dune to a serial killer.
Okay.
Role. Okay, not that green purples are serial killers, but yeah, that's what I think.
You're saying like in the Kardashian family that indigo is like an exposed belly.
Yes,
and
that's a weakness.
That's a weakness.
Kris Jenner will she'll throw a fork in that indigo. She will take a fork to that indigo and just stab it with
right in the belly.
Yeah, right in the belly.
I don't know why.
Get rid of that indigo.
Yeah, maybe because you're thinking. You know, you have to play by her, but I feel like he's malleable to play that way. But he's kind of, but he's very. How do I put this? Like, studio owned or something still.
Yeah. So he might,
like where he can't, she doesn't get the full range of what she wants to do with him. He does have other allegiances that are stronger contractually.
Basically, you're saying Kris Jenner is using her red to attack like Universal. So it's like Kris Jenner versus Universal Studios.
Yeah, seriously. I'm not kidding. Like she needs to be the boss. And if you come in to date her kid, but like, Universal Studios is cutting your checks.
Right.
She can't fight with that. Like, she knows, like, and like when you're studio owned like that, you have your own management, you have your own PR, you have your own rules you have to go by, you're under contract for this or that. Like, he can't be in maybe like their sponsored Instagram posts the way she wants him to be or whatever. So that's a problem.
She might try to get rid of him.
It's a problem.
And bring in good old Pete.
She seems to like athletes for her children.
Oh, okay. So
good old Pete.
And that could be
too bad.
Right. And we talked about Odell going from Kardashian to Jenner.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to leave you with this.
Okay.
We could see Davidson go from to a Kardashian to Jenner. So
I totally agree with you.
I think that will happen. It's probably 4 or 5 girlfriends down the road.
Yeah.
But
he's coming back.
He's coming back for a Jenner. All right. Let's take a quick break. When we get back, we're going to talk about Taylor and her exes.
In order to binge watch a show, I subscribed to a cable network and, of course, forgot to and / didn't want to cancel it all at the same time. But Rocket Money did both for me. They found it and they canceled it. Otherwise, this would have been such a time-consuming and headache of a procedure for me to do myself. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that finds and cancels your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills. I can see all my subscriptions in one place, and if I see something I don't want, I can cancel it with just a tap. I never have to get on the phone with customer service, and if you've had to do that, you know how much of a headache that can be. Rocket Money has over 5 million users and has helped save its members an average of $720 a year with over 500 million in canceled subscriptions. So stop wasting money on things you don't use. Cancel your unwanted subscriptions by going to rocketmoney.com/KYA. That's rocketmoney.com/KYA. rocketmoney.com/KYA. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys. All right, so we're coming back with Taylor. I feel my vibe is lifting, getting a little higher because we just got through with the Kardashians. That lowered it a little bit. And I feel now we can bring it back up a little bit with Taylor news. I'm hoping.
Yeah. Well, the question of the day is Taylor's new album, which she announced at the Grammys when she won for Album of the Year, is her new album, which is entitled The Tortured Poets Department, about her ex-boyfriend, Joe Alwyn.
Okay, so I forgot. Who is Joey Alwyn again?
Joe Alwyn was who she dated for quite a while. I want to say 6 years. And Swifties, if I get the info wrong, sorry.
Okay.
I'm not a Swiftologist.
Wait, did you say Joey? He's a Baldwin?
His name's Joe.
He's a Baldwin.
No, it's Joe Alwyn. Alwyn.
So he's not with the Baldwin family?
Nope.
Oh, thank God. Okay, good. Okay, that's all right. Right off the bat.
That's too old for her.
Okay. Joe, I don't know. There's a lot of Baldwins out there. There are. There are young Baldwins somewhere.
You and your Gen X humor. You and your Gen X humor. I don't think anyone's made a Baldwin joke since like 2002.
Well, the one could go to jail, right? Is he possibly?
Yeah,
Alec Baldwin. The older Baldwin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the charge is, but yeah.
Yeah, something. But all right, so this is not he's not a Baldwin. This is Joe Alwyn.
Yeah.
Not to be confused, people, with Baldwin. Okay.
Okay.
You can continue.
All right, thanks. All right, so Joe Alwyn is green, yellow, blue. He's a British actor. And a source says that Joe thinks the album title is a reference to him.
Oh, no.
Because apparently, get this.
Yeah.
All right, so remember, the album is entitled The Tortured Poets Department, okay?
Tortured Poets Department, okay.
Okay. And she's the chairman of it.
Oh, she is. And first of all, I will say this, that Bree, we talk about this stuff in the morning sometimes.
Yeah, is our 14-year-old teenager.
Yes. And she said she did not like the title of this album.
Right.
She's on record saying, I do not like the title of this album.
But she's a hardcore Swiftie.
But she is a hardcore Swiftie.
Yeah.
She's Swiftier than
but she's also
many
red,
Swifties.
So she has to have opinions about these things.
Right. Okay.
But anyway, so a source says that Joe thinks the album title is a reference to him because he had a WhatsApp group. So it's like a group chat, okay? And he entitled it The Tortured Man Club.
Oh.
So he had a chat while they were together that was called The Tortured Man Club.
Right.
And apparently, this is all according to some source, so I don't know if this is true. She never liked that he called his group chat The Tortured Man Club because she was worried that people would think that he's in there just complaining about her and her influence and how he's tortured because of her or whatever.
Okay. So is he, and I don't know if you know the answer to this or anyone knows the answer to this, did he create the chat or is he just a member?
No, he created it.
So he created this chat. I was actually in it for a while. Nothing really, there wasn't a lot going on. I'll be honest, people. I was in it. I got the invite from Joe.
You should try to get in it.
And I could.
You can try.
I'm in a lot of a lot of these chat groups. So, I mean.
Well,
anyway, all right.
So he's really scared, I think, according to this source.
Now, he should be terrified. He should be the scaredest man on the planet. And the second most scared man on the planet should be Travis Kelce. Because her things go, you're behind.
Well,
you're we tape this on Fridays and it comes out on the Wednesday, Thursday, right?
Right.
So Travis Kelce's the next album up.
Like you said, it's good or bad. He's
You're the next album up. Right?
Yeah.
It's just a delay. Okay, so Joe is now.
She lags.
Right.
You're going around the house. You're like, she lags.
It's a lag.
She lags. That's what I've been hearing.
So these should be the two scaredest men on the planet.
Yeah. So he's really scared, and now he's very private.
Okay.
And a lot of speculation was because Taylor was kind of off the grid during their relationship too, and a lot of the speculation was that was Joe's influence, and he would never kind of go out. You'd never see her out with her or doing anything publicly. It was a very private relationship. And he's really hoping she stays respectful, as he feels that he has stayed respectful, which I feel like he has.
Yeah.
But I don't know. When you look at the track list of songs,
the song titles, right?
Yeah, a lot. It doesn't seem good for him.
Do we actually have these? Or
yeah. So one of them is "So Long, London."
Okay.
He's from Great Britain. He's English, right. And the other one's "But Daddy, I Love Him."
Okay.
There's a lot of song titles that are kind of
yeah.
You hurt me, or that.
You hurt me, okay.
And it's and then the whole London thing, so long, London. Obviously that's about you.
And then,
or unless she's leaving London, I don't know, and it's about leaving a place.
Right, could be.
But it's
give her the benefit of the doubt.
Who knows? I guess Swifties are warning Joe to count down his days.
And I am going to add, yes, Joe, run. Go to another, I don't know where you can go. Iceland? Could you go to Iceland?
Iceland. There's a volcano right there right now.
Maybe Antarctica? Maybe work in that station.
Yeah, go to the Antarctica station. Yeah. So another thing was, they're always looking for clues, these Swifties. I guess when she announced her album, she had these long, elbow length, beautiful gloves on, and she took them off as she announced the album, and people were like, "Oh, is that gloves are off?"
Like gloves are off.
Yeah. So I don't know. So that is what's going on. See, I think, and we did a whole episode about Taylor and her pattern with green aura men.
Right.
And I think the thing with Taylor is she always kind of felt. My thought is energetically, if you go back and listen to I did a whole episode about it. Her thing is with green aura men, she would feel under their influence and under kind of their umbrella and very affected by what they wanted and how they wanted to be, and kind of, I wouldn't say controlled, but more influenced by their thoughts and desires and emotions and needs, and would put hers on the back burner. So that's why when she's with Travis Kelce, who's purple blue, he seems very supportive of her being her. And whatnot. Yeah.
Well, he knows there's an album coming, so.
The terror.
The
absolute terror.
Fear, because, they're going to come after this poor Joe guy.
Well, you mentioned something really interesting last night.
Yeah.
You said that Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yes. Well, so, Joe, let's talk worst case scenario for you.
Right.
Okay, so worst case scenario.
And he's an actor.
Is he an actor? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So, you know how Jake Gyllenhaal is going to be coming out in the movie Roadhouse? That is probably the only person that would play the part that they could get to do it.
Right.
Because that's terrible. Who would do that to Patrick Swayze? I've already went on a whole red on this.
We did this, yeah.
So, Joe, you might have to play like Luke Skywalker in a remake of Star Wars.
Like you're remaking a whole lot. Yeah,
that could be your fate.
Which wouldn't be good.
Which would not be good.
Because everyone's going to hate you for recreating something.
Of course. Everyone, Jake, I even now I'm not a huge Swiftie. I'm a big Swiftie, not a huge Swiftie. But even I hate Jake Gyllenhaal now because what he's done to Patrick Swayze.
Yeah, for a whole different reason.
Right. And, if Joe, gets the part of Luke Skywalker or Han Solo, I'm going to hate Joe. And right now I like Joe. I think Joe's okay.
You don't know who he is.
I have no idea who Joe is. He's not a Baldwin. I know that. But I like Joe at the moment. Now I might hear this album, and now I'm not going to like Joe anymore. So
is it about him? I think
it has to be.
So my thought, so my aura take on her is that Taylor is very authentic, and she's purple yellow. She uses her life as a way to be inspired. It's almost impossible for her not to do this. So I feel it's between a rock and a hard place because she wants to write things that hit us all. But she can't do that without writing about things that actually happened. We just happen to know what happened because she's in the public eye.
I understand that. And I don't want to take a lot of crap for this because personally I don't even care enough.
Yeah.
But honestly, what is his album? Because the album is based off a group chat he had.
Well, we don't know.
It could be.
That's just allegedly people.
If that is true.
Right.
And again, Swifties, I love you all. And I love Taylor.
It's not based off of that. Okay. It's more. Anyways,
I'm just saying, it seems very middle school to me.
Yeah.
It's like middle school.
Yeah.
Just like middle school.
I think she just writes what she knows. And for her, what else is she going to write about? Her cats?
Well, I'm going to give her some advice here. I'm going to give some Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift, if you're listening, I know Travis listens, but if you're listening.
Right.
Do what Billy Joel did.
Okay.
He's got great songs.
Uh-huh.
And then from time to time, he throws in a historical song. We Didn't Start the Fire.
No, she does too.
Oh, she does?
Yeah, she does. She'll do biopics about the woman who owned her house before she did or whatever.
No, but do it a more bigger, maybe, a song about a beloved, Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Taylor Swift sings about Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Yeah.
That album.
Okay.
I want to hear the Ruth Bader Ginsburg album.
Do you?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Billy Joel, he had a long career, a lot of albums. He had to throw the Vietnam War in there, Korean War. He captured all that.
The way that you were able to bring two Gen X things into this segment is amazing.
He was at the Grammys.
To me.
What color is Billy Joel, by the way?
He's green and purple.
He's green and purple.
Yeah, these green purples. They're entertainment moguls.
He might, one day date a Kardashian Jenner.
A much older one.
All right, let's take a quick break. We got more Taylor stuff coming up.
Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys.
Well, this podcast is sponsored by your favorite Wild Grain.
Yes. I absolutely love Wild Grain. I'm hoping that's what's for dinner tonight. I love everything about it. I love the pasta, the fettuccine, right? Everything, the bread, sourdough, any kind of bread from Wild Grain, I'm eating it.
Basically anything from Wild Grain.
Anything, I'm eating it.
You're super happy about.
Doesn't matter. I close my eyes. I just close my eyes, put it in my mouth.
It's literally that good. Tonight we're having fettuccine with some sourdough bread. Their pasta is so filling. It's so hearty. It's beautiful. You boil the water. You put it in, absolutely frozen. 5 minutes later, it is done. Wild Grain is the first ever bake from frozen subscription box for sourdough breads, fresh pastas, and artisanal pastries. Every item bakes from frozen in 25 minutes or less, no thawing required. And you can now fully customize your Wild Grain box. You can choose any combination of breads, pastas, or pastries. You can even build a box of only breads, only pastas, or only pastries, if that's what you'd like. For a limited time, you can get $30 off the first box plus free croissants in every box when you go to wildgrain.com/KYA to start your subscription. You heard me. Free croissants in every box and $30 off your first box when you go to wildgrain.com/KYA. That's wildgrain.com/KYA, or you can use promo KYA at checkout. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys.
Okay, so in other Taylor news, I think Taylor at the Grammys, I mean, people just were picking this chick apart. So I wanted to go in and explain things in aura colors versus, you know, just what's out there. Because I see, that's just my life. Like, I'll see things like on E! News or this or that or whatever, I have TMZ or whatever I follow. Like, whoa, what does it mean? What does it mean? And I'm just like, oh, she's purple or like whatever, you know. So that's just my take on things energetically. But the first thing, and I'll throw it out here for you, is Taylor Swift and Calvin Harris. And I know you don't know who Calvin Harris is.
No, I do not.
So at the Grammys, there was a couple pictures where she was actually seated close to Calvin Harris and he to her, but they dated. They dated for 15 months back in like 2015, 2016, and it ended kind of salty.
Does he have an album about him?
Yeah, there's several songs that people
Okay.
totally think are about him.
Okay.
And I'm not Swiftie enough to know them, but the Swifties know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I know that much.
Okay.
But what happened is they were seated kind of close to each other, and you'd never know that they even knew each other. And if you think about it, like winning an award, like winning Album of the Year in front of your ex like that, and stuff like that's for me as a non-confrontational indigo, I'd be so stressed out, but she just really takes it in stride. And I don't think people understand her being yellow purple. And I'll get into the Calvin Harris thing in a second, but Taylor at the Grammys was picked apart so much. And the girl to me just looks very, very purple. A couple things. She looks very, very purple. And to me, I feel like she's so torn open, vulnerable, and aware of what everyone's seeing and saying. And I feel like this is kind of the first time that she's been in a relationship where she's as supported as she is to be herself and do her own thing and not go under anyone else's influence or umbrella or whatever. And I feel like it's a lot for her, so she's experiencing it. And I know people get mad when I say I feel bad for a billionaire, but it's not just her when people are going after her. It's all the little girls that look up to her and are hearing all these things like, oh, she's acting this way, she's acting that way. When I see Taylor, she's excited. Sometimes she's a little herself. I think she's a little awkward, like I would be, like, oh my God, like not always making the right face, or maybe just her arms move funny, or she's just like running around, or it's just a lot, you know, but she's just being herself. She's being a real person. She's not as curated, or she's not, you know what I mean? She's like holding herself back. So I feel like a lot of this just boils down to that, because there were like things that people were coming after her for. But one of them was
thank goodness she doesn't have pink in her aura, because then they'd really
then they'd really go after
destroy her, right?
Yeah, that is true. That's true. But she's yellow, so she's organized about it.
Right.
A couple things. I feel like she's paying too much attention to what people are saying.
Well, here's, I'll give my aura take on it. That combo, the yellow purple, it's like kind of like a juxtaposition.
Oh yeah,
against each other.
Major extreme.
And that could be why she gets a lot of the nasty comments, because like for someone yellow, you might not how do I say this? You're not expecting that, but then the purple comes out, so you don't know which one you're going to get. So so it's kind of like, well, she's so this, and this. She could put on
organized.
She could put on a world tour,
right?
Not miss a beat. Make $1 billion, not miss a beat.
Yeah.
But then she shows up to the Grammys and doesn't know what to do.
Right.
Or just acts awkward.
She acts a little awkward. Yeah.
And then maybe people are like, wait a second. So like we know you could act correctly.
Yeah. Yes. You hit the nail on the head.
But yet you're doing this. Yeah.
You hit the nail on the head.
And that could be just a yellow-purple combo.
It's just her combo. And she just seemed way more purple at the Grammys than she normally is. Normally she's probably shoving it in a box. But I also feel like she's being supported to be herself in her relationship more than ever.
I'm going to say I think I did my first true celebrity
Orasplane?
Orasplane.
I was proud. You
good,
said it better than I could, because that's exactly what it is. Because one of the things was everybody said, you snubbed Celine Dion. So Celine Dion has a really sad condition, like stiff person syndrome.
Okay.
It's very painful for her to be out, and everybody, she's beloved. She's tricolor, by the way. She's blue, yellow, and purple. And she came out and presented the award for Album of the Year, and Taylor won, and she ran up and she said hi to like everybody except Celine, I guess. And people were like, oh, you snubbed Celine, But I think, and then immediately a picture came out of her and Celine hugging, and Celine was like gracious about it and put a picture out, so obviously it was nothing. My take on it is she was just so freaking excited, and she's under a microscope and she's a little extra purple, kind of like, woo, creative, all over the place, a little scattered, not as organized or curated as what we're used to seeing when her yellow's first. So it was just that. And then not her being narcissistic or a jerk or anything. It was just, well, how do I handle this? How do I say hi to everyone at the same time and whatnot? I don't know. So that's just like one of the things.
Okay. So that was another thing. So, and the one thing I never notice these things.
Yeah.
And I didn't see it on the show. I watched I'll be honest, I watched the Grammy for 10 minutes, and then I had to turn it off. It was just, I couldn't handle it.
Yeah.
I don't handle award shows. Everyone that listens knows who I think the award should go to.
Yes.
And it's not the people that are getting them. But anyway.
I kind of like Jay-Z. Should they go to Beyonce and not everyone else? No, like what you're trying to say is they should go to teachers and nurses and firefighters. And
Yeah. If it was an award show about people who saved lives with absolutely nothing for them to gain in return, that's the award show I would watch.
Yes.
I'm not watching it because you made a song that you paid millions of dollars to promote, and then
red or a rat.
But anyway, I did notice, because whatever, on Instagram the next day, that Lana Del Rey.
Yeah.
Now, I like Lana Del Rey.
There is nothing like a good hair day, when you leave the salon and you have all that confidence and your hair feels great. Well, you can get on your way to good hair days in just 5 minutes with Ouai's new hair gloss. Ouai's hair gloss is an easy addition to my routine. All it takes is 5 minutes in the shower. That's it. After I wash my hair, I put in the Ouai's hair gloss, wait 5 minutes, and rinse it out. My hair is shinier, healthier, more vibrant looking after using it. It is like I just left the salon. It's made with hyaluronic acid and rice water. It provides immediate shine, helps treat damage, and enhances color vibrancy. So give your hair a glow up with Ouai. Go to theouai, TheOuai.com, and use promo code AURA for 15% off any product. That's TheOuai.com, promo code AURA. You do?
Yeah,
I know. It's true. He's not even joking.
Yes. I have become a Lana Del Rey fan. I like her music. And
this is new for you, too.
Yeah, it's pretty new.
This is new.
Yeah.
It's a new journey
Bree put me, showed me a couple of her songs. And then here's the test to prove that I like Lana Del Rey. Mm-hmm. She did a cover of maybe one of my favorite songs of all time, which is John Denver's West Virginia.
Yeah, Country Roads.
Country Roads, West Virginia. Country Roads, And I'm like, all right, fine. Let me hear this cover. Let me rip it apart.
He always hates covers.
I hate covers.
We don't even play them. You get so angry.
Right, because nowadays with TikTok, everyone thinks that's the person that wrote it. Like the Luke Combs song of Fast Car.
Yeah.
It's Tracy Chapman's song.
Which he totally gave her the nod.
Totally fine, but all year long, nobody knew that.
They didn't.
And that, upsets me. But anyway, all right. So I'm like, fine. So let me see this Lana Del Rey cover of West Virginia. Mm-hmm. Country Roads, of John Denver's Country Roads.
Yeah.
And so they play it, and I listen to it, and I'm like, holy cow, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Like, she did justice to a John Denver song.
Yeah.
And that is hard to do. To capture that, I don't know what you call it, nostalgia in a song like Country Roads is very hard to do. And she did it.
What's it like to hold your own opinion in such high regard?
Yes.
That it becomes like the actual limit.
It's
like it's its
gold
own
standard.
Yeah,
it's the gold standard.
That your own opinion is your own gold standard for things.
Yes. If I give you the nod and I say,
what's that like?
This is great, it's great.
That's so weird. I think that's a logic color thing. Like if you're yellow, green, or red, you can do that.
Yeah,
I think like when you're double empath, you can't do that. Like I can't do that.
When you guys were when they were pushing the Cher auto-tune Christmas song down our throats, I was the first one to say, this is horrible. Stop doing this to us. Right.
Yeah.
And I would have done the same thing with Lana Del Rey, but that song was fantastic.
Yeah.
She did really good.
Right.
And so I saw her, and I guess she's purple. I think you told me her colors were purple indigo, and obviously I have a soft spot for the purple indigos.
Yeah.
And look, I'm sure she's totally fine, but I guess Taylor dragged her on stage.
Right.
And I know she worked on the album.
She did.
And Brie even showed me the song, and she had like a bit part.
But I think she worked on other aspects of the album as well.
Sure.
And producing.
Sure, she did. And that's great.
Yeah.
But she was also nominated. And if she wasn't nominated, it'd be maybe a different story.
Yeah.
But obviously you could tell that Taylor Swift does not speak indigo like I do.
Yeah.
And dragged her on the stage. And then she scampered away to the corner.
I know.
And again, I'm sure she's totally fine. I'm sure she doesn't care.
No, she doesn't care, I'm sure. They're very close friends. I
can see where people would find that disturbing, I guess. Or like, what are you doing? I don't think she meant it to be harmful.
She's a purple yellow. If you have a purple yellow friend, they're going to make you get the credit you deserve. They're going to drag you into the spotlight and be like, say thank you to her. She did it. Okay, everybody, like that. That's just like the purple yellow way. But as a fellow indigo, and I did a reel about this because I was like, oh my God, like if you speak indigo, you feel the absolute horror of being dragged. Like if you're indigo, you may have even had a friend do this to you at some point, like try to drag you on the dance floor or drag you to say hi to a boy or drag you at any point when you're like, I don't want to go to the summit. And then like, there's this need as an indigo to almost karate chop Taylor's arms and run into the bathroom and disappear. But Lana was like, I can't do that, but I want to. Like, you knew she wanted to, but she couldn't.
Yeah.
So it's just like when nobody's wrong, it's just what it is. It's just two different energies interacting on such a public stage.
On a public stage.
But she did seem to lean into Lana a lot at the Grammys. I feel like because... was it at the Golden Globes, you guys, where she got busted for, because the lip readers come out talking to like Selena Gomez, and they were talking about somebody, and all the lip readers came out. And so her and Lana, there was this picture like with her and Lana, they brought fans to put in front of their faces, which tell me a couple things. One, she's leaning into Lana's indigo. Indigo is like, I will be Mama Lana, and you stay with me. I will be your indigo pillow, and no one's, it's just kind of a come here, nurture, I got you, don't worry about it. And then two, she's watching way too much TikToks, Reels, news, anything, because she knows that people are reading her lips, and she's making kind of a tongue-in-cheek reference to it with having a fan in front of her face, which makes me nervous for her mental health and how she's doing. I can't imagine. Yeah. I think it's getting to her. I think it's getting to
Lana
her.
Del Rey?
No, to Taylor.
Oh, to Taylor. Oh.
No, Lana's okay. I feel like it's getting to Taylor, like all this, and then all this happens at the Grammys, and then it's even more. I feel like it's a lot. And then there's this kid. He's been. What? I don't know his name, and I did not research this ahead of time. It just came to my mind. There is this kid, and he must be green because he developed this way to track a bunch of rich people's private jets. Okay. And he puts the information.
That's disturbing.
It's public information, but he puts it out in a way that's very easy for everyone to find it.
Okay.
And his goal is to be like, see how they're ruining the planet. See how the rich people ruin the planet.
Right.
Let's look at all the carbon emissions. Let's see how much and he tracks all their jets.
Okay.
And other people have had problems with him. I think Elon Musk even offered him a crazy amount of money to stop.
So he's tracking the jets to prove that their carbon footprint is much more greater than the average person.
It's kind of like people that are like, hey, recycle, but I'm going to go on my private jet to go to my boyfriend's football game or whatever. Right, you know what I mean? Like that.
All right, I get that.
So it's like
he's making a point. Okay, he's not a stalker. He's making a point.
Right, but she sued him for stalking.
Oh, okay.
And then she just sold one of her jets.
Okay.
You know, because she had two, and now she only has one.
Aww.
So I feel like this stuff really bothers her. It really affects her. It really gets to her, which tells you she's actually not a jerk, you guys. She's actually a really nice person, because like a lot of these people get the same critique and criticism and stuff, and they just show up and they keep acting exactly how they always have without even batting an eye or making a change. Like, she's trying to show you, I'll do different. Like, she's trying.
Okay.
To me, it shows me, like, she's not. She's, you know what I mean?
All right. Well, you have a soft spot for Taylor. I have a soft spot for Lana. If anyone knows Lana, please.
They're friends. They're fine.
Oh, they're friends?
Yeah,
no.
they're fine.
I was going to invite her onto the podcast.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Lana Del Rey, you have an open invitation.
From your mouth to God's ear.
We're going to make you a listener at some point. So if anyone knows her, tell her she's more than welcome to come on the show at any time. All right. Last segment.
I do have to talk about Calvin Harris.
Oh, did we forget about Calvin?
Yes, let's do that when we come back.
You want to talk about Calvin Harris
when
we come back? Okay.
I've tried to stick to supplements in the past. Sometimes they taste weird or they don't mesh with my daily habits. But I finally found a supplement that tastes great and literally goes in my coffee called 4 Wellness. This product is sponsored by 4 Wellness. 4 Wellness is a functional food brand with a unique range of snacks and supplements that are designed to help you get the most out of your body and mind. And their best-selling product, which I use, the good stuff, is a performance coffee supplement that supercharges the natural benefits of coffee with just 1 scoop. You can enjoy things like better focus, reduce those caffeine jitters, increase your collagen, and support fat burning with the power of the good stuff's 5 key ingredients. 4 Wellness was founded by world-renowned performance coach Dave Phillips, who's worked with some of the world's highest performing athletes because he saw his athletes struggling with their health and in need of a simple, delicious way to get functional ingredients into their daily routines. And now Dave's bringing his unique insight from the pro sports world to you with 4 Wellness. So if you drink coffee, it's time to give 4 Wellness a try. Head to 4wellness.com/KYA and use code KYA for 25% off your order. Once again, that's 4wellness.com/KYA for 25% off. And make sure you use my promo code KYA so they know that I sent you. Hey, Scotty.
Hey, guys.
Okay, so I know you thought we'd be done with Taylor, but we're not.
Oh, boy.
Because I forgot to talk about what actually interested me the most about the night at the Grammys out of all this stuff was Calvin Harris was there. So Calvin Harris, like I said, dated for 15 months in 2015, 2016. And he was at the Grammys. They didn't even look at each other. And like I said, to win an award in front of a boyfriend like that, but their breakup was super salty. And I just thought it was interesting and awkward. I just think about, like, oh my God, if I had to win an award in front of somebody like that. Like, I don't know how I'd feel.
Is he a musician?
Yeah, so he is green, yellow, and purple. He's a producer, a DJ, a songwriter. So what happened was they were together. And according to sources, so this is all alleged, he was intimidated by her success. And, you know, he's green and he does his thing. And he was a DJ and a songwriter and whatnot. And reportedly, he was kind of salty about the breakup. And reports said that he was insinuating that she wasn't as mature and she had more control of the media that he did. And he was really glad to be free from her and whatnot after they broke up. But then her rep confirmed exclusively to People magazine that what happened was the reason why they broke up in the first place may have been over his hit with Rihanna. So you might not know that Taylor Swift wrote "This Is What You Came For" under a pseudonym. But then what happened was, like, she wrote the song, she sat down at the piano, she did the demo into her iPhone, which is apparently how she works, and she sent it to him. And after recording a full demo, they agreed to keep the collaboration on the down low. Because, again, I feel like this is where she would get in the pattern of kind of like finding these guys who happen to be green. Not all green people are like this, but just like happen to be green and happen to be like, okay, well, this is my vision and this is how we're going to do it. And, you know, she falls into the supportive girlfriend category. Like, okay, that's fine. You know, I'll just do it under the pseudonym. I don't need the credit. It's fine. Whatever. And, but then he was doing this interview and they were like, oh, would you ever work with your girlfriend, Taylor Swift, in the future after they had already done this together? And he said, oh, no, we haven't even spoken about it. I can't see that ever happening, apparently, he said. And then she was really hurt because they did. And, like, that's a big hit. That's, like, one of Rihanna's biggest hits.
Oh, that's her biggest. I didn't know.
It's one. Yeah.
I didn't know the song.
Lightning. This is, I don't want to sing it.
Oh, yeah. I know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys sing that all the time.
We sing it all the time.
Yeah,
it's like one of our, it's an awesome song.
Oh, yeah, okay.
I made up a song to it.
Yes, you did.
But
yeah.
Just in my own weird life.
Yes, you guys do have that
we
song.
have our own. We
This
have
is
our
what
own.
you came for.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, I know the one.
Anyway, so that's the song. So everyone's like, oh. So you know, all the Swifties are like, oh my God. You know, everyone's like, oh, he belittled her.
Right.
Publicly. Like that, said we never even talked about it. We never would. And she wrote that song and probably kept it under pseudonym, you know, maybe even to keep his ego happy,
Calvin,
right?
How dare you?
Because
Calvin.
this seems to be a pattern in the past for Taylor. I'll do what you want to do. That is how a relationship works, instead of like something she has with Travis now.
Right.
So anyways, Calvin rebutted that she was the one who had wanted to keep it secret. So we did. So he's saying, no, I'm just doing what she wanted. So who knows? You know what I mean? So anyways, I just think it's hysterical because then she wins like album of the year in front of him. And like, he must've been like, eh.
What? So how did he get invited there?
I don't know.
Did they just put him there?
He's like a songwriter. Maybe he's big in that.
Was Gyllenhaal at this thing?
I don't think. No, I don't.
What's the other one? Mayer? John Mayer?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I don't think he was.
I wonder if they take out, like, they ask all the exes, like, hey, do you guys want to go?
Yeah. Do you want to sit next to her? Do you want to sit near her?
I'll put you right near her table.
Oh my
Or
God.
something. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, listen, somebody talked about him. I don't think anybody's talked about him like that in a while.
I mean, I know Calvin now.
I just find it
didn't know he
like,
was.
because I'm so entwined in the Taylor stuff, I get awkward now. Like, it's actually secondary awkwardness. So.
Well, I can't believe I'm saying this, but
Yeah.
The Bachelor.
Yes.
Now, I'm not watching it. I made a vision board a few years ago.
I know.
And I said I'll never watch The Bachelor again, and I've held to that. But is The Bachelor making a little bit of a comeback? I don't think it's making a huge comeback. But, you know, this is something that's been in the grave and now maybe making a return. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, so I got sucked in.
You are watching this season.
I got sucked in.
It's shameful.
I'm sorry. I am. I'm watching it.
I know.
I did it.
I know. I saw you.
I did it.
I saw you the other day. I had to run out of the room.
I took it off my DVR recordings, but then I put it back on.
Oh.
So it records on its own now.
Take it off.
But it's because they have a red Bachelor. Okay, you guys, I have a casting theory about The Bachelor, and this is they only ever pick green aura bachelors. Like, you name them, he's a green aura bachelor. Okay, like they only, sometimes yellows. They'll only pick like green. And it's because they want somebody who, I don't know, like plays it the right way and says the right things and understands, you know, the assignment and all that.
Right.
But this time they have Joey, and I'm going to mess up his last name. I feel so bad. It's like Graziati, Joey. We'll just call him Joey.
Okay,
He's like a tennis teacher.
Not to be confused with the other Joe we talked about today, Joe Baldwin.
Sure. Yeah. So his name's Joey, and he's red, purple, and blue.
Oh, okay.
Like,
he's red. Purple and blue.
Red,
okay.
purple, and blue.
Tricolor.
Kind of like Jacob, Elordi, like that.
Yep,
okay.
Yep.
And they only pick red aura bachelors when ratings are low, and they like know they have to do something. This is a casting
because they'll spice it up a little bit.
Yeah, they spice it up. So the last red aura bachelor was Ari, with another Ari Lunda Jr. I don't know how to say his last name, but you guys know what I'm talking about. Ari,
okay.
Yeah, and he's the one who picked Becca.
Right.
And then dumped her and then went with the second runner up.
Right.
Like,
and
all on camera.
That's very interesting because that's actually the last Bachelor, I think, that I remember.
Yeah.
I know Nick, the real green dude.
Oh, because he was on like 3 times.
Yeah, and he like had made it like into a systematic
He did.
show. But
yes.
other than Nick, I think Ari is the last one I remember.
Yeah. And he was the last red one.
Destroyed that girl.
I know.
Becca. On like the special. I think it was a special or like after the rose.
Like he just goes and he just broke up with her in the couch.
Yeah, I never
know. Nobody saw it coming.
No, and that was painful to watch.
But now he's with the runner-up. Okay. They've got like a bunch of kids and they're married
so he's
and everything.
Stuck with the runner-up.
So it's like he made the right choice for him, but it was messy.
But he was a red.
He was a red. And now they have Joey. And so they don't know what they're doing with aura colors. It's just that they are doing it, though.
Yeah.
So what I noticed with reds is everybody loves them, and then they do something, and everybody hates them.
Okay.
Everybody turns on them.
So that's what's
I hope they don't
happen.
turn on Joey. He seems like a really nice boy.
Well, I don't know if you know this, but Ari's colors were what?
He was red purple.
Oh, so he was a red purple. He didn't have that little blue in there.
Yeah, this guy's got the blue.
So Joey might have that blue in there.
Which
to help him out a little bit?
Yeah, and by helping him out, I mean like public perception.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, or not.
Like, because red purples, believe it or not, there are people that don't care what you think of them. And red purples are in that category.
Right.
But when you're blue, then you're kind of like, oh, man. Like, it does affect you a little bit more what people think about you.
Sure.
Anyway, so I put this on so this was like my moment. I put this on my stories, my Bachelor theory, because, I can't watch The Bachelor without, like, storying about it. And I tagged Ari. I'm like, the last Red Bachelor was Ari, because they always do something and then everybody hates him. Everybody turns on him. And I'm like, and then I said, and the last one was, and I tagged him at Ari,
Right.
And then he actually wrote me back. and he wrote, fair, haha. And I'm like, yeah.
like a redwood.
Yeah. He's like, actually, that's what happened.
That's fair. That's what happened.
Everybody did turn on me.
Yeah.
It's true. So I don't know. So I'm watching it. It's actually a really good.
No.
It is. He's got like, it's really good. There's like Maria. Everybody wanted to know probably. Like there's this one. There's always the one that makes all the drama. And poor thing, she's red purple. So it's never going to work. Because again, red purples usually don't work with other red purples.
Yeah, you can't throw two red purples at each other.
It just doesn't work. But she's good for TV. But I feel bad for her because like they're all calling her a bully. And I don't know if she is one. Somebody said they were old, and she's like, you're not old. And then they're like, you're a bully because you told me I'm not what I said I am. And I'm like, okay.
The life of the red purple.
I know. She's like, I just was saying that you're not old. And they're like, you were dismissing my feelings. And it's like, come on. She's red purple. Okay. Leave her alone. Okay. So anyway, so that's my Bachelor take. Okay. Everyone already left. I don't think anybody's watching it.
No. Well, there's a huge rumor going around the house that, and I don't know if there's truth to this, but this is the rumor that I've heard.
Yeah.
The rumor is that you.
Oh.
The rumor of our house, not the Bachelor house. Yeah,
okay.
Our house. The rumor is, okay, is everyone ready for this?
Okay.
That you are starting Vanderpump Rules season 1. Yep. Episode 1. Yep. You are going on a Vanderpump Rules journey.
I'm already halfway through the first season as of this moment. I feel like I don't know what everyone's like. I'm able to read them orally,
right?
And I have, which sometimes is better because I don't know the edited plot points, and that helps me actually read them more authentically. I have to say. Having said that, I am so sick of not knowing what y'all are talking about. I am so sick of it. Like all these references and all. And it seems like just the whole Scandival situation is so iconically cultural at this moment. And I'm like, I need to understand this. So I started the first season and I need to find someone else to just talk about how bad it is. It's so bad.
So
it's so, meaning it's bad. It's so bad it's good. Like it's back in 2013 this started, and the girls are wearing handkerchiefs as their literal uniforms for waitressing. You can't even wear underwear under these things. What? Literally, it's like illegal. It's like Kanye West is dressing them. It's like they're wearing a kerchief. Yeah. I will show you pictures. It's like they can't wear any undergarments under them. What? But it's also see-through. And they're supposed to wait on tables all night like this.
And this is from Vanderpump, the lady from Beverly Hills?
Lisa Vanderpump's restaurant. And it's so produced. Like, she's not in there giving a crap about the waitress's schedule.
Why is she making them wear that?
I know. Well, it's 2013. It's a different time. But now they'd be like, somebody would say something.
Yeah.
But they're not. And it's just so bad. And like the restaurant itself, like all their like weird decor, it's just so, and they keep showing. And I love like the realness of it because all these people, they're not famous yet. So it's the first season, and none of these people are famous yet. And they live in very normal apartments with each other. But literally, it's like what you've seen in college. Like, they're poor. Like, we all were.
We were in Stassi's apartment.
No. That
we went there.
We did.
Right?
I was on Straight Up with Stassi.
Yeah.
This was after she was on the show and stuff. So that was fine.
Okay.
Like, her apartment was cute.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about it looked like where you live in college, and there's 8 other people living with you. Like, there's dirty couches. It's like, there's no furniture. There's, it's just very basic places. I'm trying to say is these are very real people.
Okay.
So I can see already.
Like Jersey Shore season 1.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, this is real people. These aren't celebrities at this time.
Right. So it's probably better. Season 1's probably the best season.
They are reality showing it for their lives. They picked people that are like, I don't care. They are so themselves.
Okay.
Like, on camera, like, give these people Oscars, but they're also being themselves. So it's kind of crazy to me.
Right.
Anyways.
Well,
I'm doing it.
Okay.
There's 11 seasons.
Let's put a call into action out there. If you're in the same camp and you have not watched any Vanderpump Rules, why don't you start the journey with Mystic Michaela over here? And start from season 1, episode 1, and you should probably get to put it on her stories and stuff, and you can follow along as well.
Right.
Bravo, send me a check, because I'm going to get you some listeners or whatever, viewers. But anyway, okay.
Right now, it's like old drama. Jax and Stassi should not be together. Like, obviously, I know they're not. That's the thing. But it's so crazy. I'm watching
they're together?
Yeah, I'm just watching it. I'm like, oh my God, this is so entertainingly toxic.
Stassi is yellow, purple.
Yeah.
And what's Jackson?
He's a mess.
So those don't.
He's such a mess, but he's
collide.
such good TV.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's got so much blue that shouldn't be there, and the way that it's placed. I mean, it's like these people are like.
And how's what?
This could be a whole other episode.
No,
literally,
I
like, I could do nostalgic VPR auras.
You could.
Yeah,
that could be the next episode.
Oh my God, like the evolution of the Vanderpump Rules cast.
What
oracally.
Does the guy from the Village People look alike?
What's his colors? Tom Sandoval. He's green purple even back then.
Okay.
He was, guys, even back then when he's living in like a hovel, he this is who he's always been. Like I feel like it's kind of like making a hamster, putting a hamster in a position where it's supposed to be a German Shepherd.
Right.
And then expecting German Shepherd behavior from a hamster.
Sure.
Like, this is just who he's always been. Like, I haven't seen it all play out yet, but this is who this guy has just always been.
So you're basically saying that he isn't even qualified to be a member of the human race?
No, what I mean is, like, you're expecting too much from this person.
Oh, okay. I expect nothing from him.
Like, like, of course he's going to disappoint everybody.
Okay.
Like, if you put too many things on him that maybe aren't for him. I don't know yet what happened.
Okay.
I'm just saying. I know he cheated on Ariana, and she seems lovely, and nobody deserves that. But I'm just saying that, like, watching him in season 1, I'm like, whoa.
Like, you could predict that.
Like, if I was his friend back then, I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's so Tom. Like, obviously.
Like, obviously that's going to happen.
Yeah, like, obviously he's just worried more about his hair than your feelings.
Of course.
Like, that's just him, and we love him for it. Like, don't
well, not me.
You know what I mean? Like, if he was your friend, you'd be like,
Sure.
well, that's just
Tom
being Tom.
Yep.
He's like a character. Like, if you expect too much from somebody, then they're going to disappoint you.
Got it.
But I don't know the evolution of this, or he definitely seems like he would. I don't even want to get in. This is all a minute to win it. Here I am.
All right.
I got lots of thoughts.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just on season 1.
All right. So if you want to go on that journey, go for it.
Yes. This podcast is for you and about you, and we're so glad you spent some time with us today.
Hello, podcast fans. If you're looking for a new podcast, if you enjoy articles, books, pop culture, and hilarity, try listening to the Brain Candy Podcast.
That's right. The Brain Candy Podcast has over 500 episodes of educational hilarity to satiate your learning needs. Just search for the Brain Candy Podcast on your podcast app or click the link in the show notes.